Hi everyone, I'm Nandhini, a junior data analyst. So recently I enrolled in a resume project challenge in the transportation and mobility domain, which focuses on operation functions. So this resume project challenge is conducted by Code Basics. And let me first introduce you about the project, goodcabs. So goodcabs is basically a cab service company which was established just 2 years ago, and its primary focus is on tier 2 cities where it aims to bridge the gap in the transportation services. GoodCap's vision is in twofold: one, to support local drivers, and two, to give excellent service to the passengers in tier 2 cities. And its mission is to achieve the ambitious target that has been set for 2024. In this dashboard, let's explore the targets and actual growth in the GoodCap service. GoodCap service locations is in 10 cities: Jaipur, Kochi, and to Mysore. Goal of this dashboard: to provide actionable insights, to address key business questions and KPIs, and support decision making to the chief of operations to make informed strategic decisions. Let's first explore the dashboard that I created. So this is the home page. So I created 5 pages: home, city, passenger behavior, target performance, and insights. And this page is about the good gaps and filters that I used. Use a drop down menus to filter by date or city and customize insight. So, city overview. Yeah. So, here I mentioned three KPIs. Total revenue of good caps for the past 6 months is 108 million, and total trips it has taken is 426,000, and total distance traveled is 8 million. So by seeing revenue growth, Jaipur in the top category and Mysore in the least. And this green line indicates total revenue. So even though Lucknow has more number of trips, but its revenue is comparatively low to the Jaipur. And Surat is even low compared to the total trips it has taken. And here I given city level operation insights. Jaipur tops the list with 77k total trips, and Kochi in the second, 17 million total revenue with 51k total trips, and Mysore in the least. Mysore, Coimbatore, Vadodara only generated 4 million each. Total trips it has taken is differed to city-wise: 32k, 21k, 16k, and total passengers good caps has is 651 million. And here I given maximum distance and minimum and maximum distance city-wise. City-wise fare. In city-wise fare, Jaipur is equal to the total trips and average fare per trip. Mysore, even though total trips is low, but the fare is comparatively high to any other cities. So here we can see that total trips is around 11 million and average fare per trip is 250. In Kochi, average fare is 335, even though total trips is much more higher than Mysore. Distance based revenue view. So here I clearly mention the total distance it traveled and the total revenue it generated. For each 5 kilometer it's traveled, the average fare is 61 in Chandigarh. So here we can see the purple. Purple one indicates Lucknow. For 6 kilometer travel, it has average fare of 84 rupees. By the way, we can clearly see the dark purple is indicates Jaipur. For total trips, 2,516 total trips it has taken. Distance travel 38 kilometer. The average fare per trip is 602, which is in the toppest fare compared to any other city. So by this visual, we can clearly see the distance and revenue difference. So let me introduce you the passenger behavior analysis. Repeat passenger type. So here in this pie chart, new passengers is 484 billion. In the previous page, we see that the total passenger is 651 million and new passenger is 484 billion and repeat passenger is 167 billion, which is 25.6%. We have repeat passenger state. In that repeat passenger type, I categorized based on frequent riders, occasional riders, and regular riders. So here in the footer, I mentioned occasional rides is the passenger who took two rides, and frequent is 3 to 5 rides, regular more than 5 rides. So occasional riders is 45.69%, regular riders 24.26%, and occasional riders 30.6%. And in this visual, let me explain you the conversion rate of repeat passenger rate to the repeat passengers. We have highest number of repeat passengers in the Surat, and the second one is Lucknow, and the least one is Mysore. So we can see that Mysore is mostly for the tourist purpose city, and repeat passengers obviously is low. And here city-wise percentage difference between repeat and new passengers. So we can see Lucknow and Surat has the most repeat passengers, while Mysore and Jaipur, Chandigarh, Kochi has the least repeat passenger rate. And total trips train, weekend and weekday difference. In Jaipur, weekend total trips is much more higher. So we can conclude that in weekend people travel more to explore the city for tourist purpose, I guess. And Lucknow weekday trips is much more higher. So we can see the business trips is more in Lucknow, and least performance is weekend trips in Mysore, and weekday trip is 11.23% only, 64.24. And this is month-wise weekend weekday trip category. So we can see in February alone total trips is much higher, and in May the second highest trips taken, and the least trips taken in June month. So we can see in May and February it may be some occasional. So in May and February there can be chance to more holidays in those cities or more functions or celebration in the cultural wise. So in this visual, I have given repeat passenger rate. So repeat passenger is in rate in dark blue color. In May month, repeat passenger rate is more higher, and total revenue is in peak in February month. In target performance, so these are the three targets that good caps has been set for the 2024. Target versus actual passengers. Some of the target new passenger is in blue line, and this bar is explaining new passenger. So new passenger is more higher in Jaipur, which is obviously the tourist city, and second highest new passenger in Kochi, Lucknow, and the least repeat new passenger in Vadodara, Mysore, and Coimbatore. So target has been met almost in every city, but in Chandigarh and Kochi and Mysore, Coimbatore is below the target level. Target versus actual rating. So in blue line indicates average driver rating, and orange color indicates average passenger rating. So we can see almost target rating has been achieved by every city except Vishakhapatnam, Coimbatore, and Mysore. So we have to improve in these three cities for better service and better customer satisfaction. So, and this visual indicates target versus actual trips. So we can clearly see the target and actual trips is clearly met except in Lucknow and Jaipur with similar difference. And let me introduce you the insights page. So this is the insights that I generated from the goodcabs dashboard. So we have lacking many data that needs to be addressed for the better performance of goodcabs, like customer satisfaction rating, driver performance metric, the city-wise driver availability, and trip cancellation count and reasons behind it, the time taken for each trip, and city-wise promotion and advertisement details. We never know any of these details. So goodcabs has to collect this information for the better decision making. While so we know that in tourism centric cities, there is much more competition than any other cities, like business cities. So we have to integrate electric vehicles or any other method to attract the other tourist persons for the better service, for offering better service. So, and also integrating electric vehicles in growth caps helps with government incentives, the brand reputation, and it attracts eco-conscious passengers and reduce operational cost. For top performing weekday cities like Lucknow, Surat, and Jaipur, which performs best in weekdays, we have to focus on partnership with companies and employees to provide regular service for pickup and drop. And for weekend top performance like Jaipur, Kochi, and Indore, which are tourism centric, we can collaborate with local business like hotels and resorts to offer tourist packages. And we have also uh, and we can also introduce loyalty program which offers discounts and rewards for the regular customers who uses repeatedly for the regular customers. And we can introduce seasonal promotions, like we see that in February and May the total trips are taken much more compared to any other month in the growth caps. So we can introduce some seasonal promotion in those months for peak tourist season or festive periods to encourage more riders and attract repeat customers. And so after completing the project, the growth caps has requested as some ad hoc questions that should be run in SQL and give them a quick answers. So so let us dive into those business requests and the answers that I generated. City level fare and trip summary report. So these are the 10 cities with total trips it had offered, an average fare, percentage contribution to total trips. So we see that Jaipur is the top performer and Mysore is the least performer with 3.8 percentage contribution to total trips. And monthly city level trips target performance report. So in this table, I mentioned above target who met the target and done a high performance. And in this table, I mentioned below target achieved cities. And city level repeat passenger trip frequency report. So these are the 10 cities which taken 10 trips, 2 trips, 3 trips, trip wise count and grand total for each city, the total trips taken. And this is the city with highest and lowest new passengers. The top three performer is Jaipur, Kochi, Chandigarh with new passenger count, and bottom three performer is Surat, Vadodara, and Coimbatore. The month with highest revenue for each city. In February, the highest revenue generated in Lucknow. In May, Surat. In June, all other cities perform highest revenue. Repeat passenger rate analysis. So I given month-wise repeat passenger rate with grand total. So here I mentioned some bar chart where we can see Surat is the top performer in repeat passenger rate. So that's all my project and I hope you liked it. Let me know your thoughts and some recommendation for this visual. So I'm really happy to answer all your questions. Please let me know in the comment section. Thank you.